Boom. So, Aatrox Part 2. This is the video I am going to be covering today. So I covered Aatrox, I think maybe the first part, maybe about 3 weeks ago now. And I mentioned in that I've still got both of his login themes to do. I've still got his Spotlight to do. And most importantly, I've still got his special interactions to do, which was heavily requested in the comment section as well. So, what I'm going to do first is I think I'm going to go through his original login theme first. Then I'm going to go into his special interactions. Then I'm going to do the actual most up-to-date login theme. And then I'm going to finish it off with his Spotlight. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Ooh, okay. Looks a little bit different than it there. Okay, nice little run. Okay. Okay. Right, let's quickly pause it here now, and I'll get into this into a little bit more detail. Whoa, this is a quick login theme actually. I'll get into a little bit more detail at the end of this login theme. The animation is nice. The animation with the sword, which I'll touch on at the end. And also, you can see here, his wings are starting to form as well. And you can kind of see the veins in the wings as well, which is nice. But anyway, let me get to the end of it. 46 seconds to go, and I'll mention a little bit more about this. Thunder and lightning as well. That's nice. Okay, that is the end of that one. That is good. So yeah, the thing for me is, well, the first thing I'm actually going to say is his look. Clearly in this he looks different to how he looks in the most up-to-date version, but this ties in nicely with his bio and his story, where obviously he's going through this journey now of killing people, and when he kills people, obviously the Darking Blade absorbs their souls, but he obviously takes their bodies. So as he kills more people, he develops and gets bigger and stronger, and we can see obviously this process in play here. You can see this hand's bigger than this one. He's a lot skinnier here than how he's in the most up-to-date one as well, and also his wings aren't fully developed. They're almost like curtains, thin curtains. But what I like is this here. I like how you see as the animation plays along, you can see the blood flowing through the actual veins in his wings, which is a nice touch. And also my favourite part is this here. The victims, I'm going to call it their blood. As their blood actually is drawn towards a Darking Blade, it changes colour. It changes to this like kind of pink and then white, and it's absorbed by the blade as well. That looks so good. Check this. How good does that look? That looks so good. I like the attention to detail on that as well. And you can kind of see as it's absorbed, that is like flecks of white, almost like parts of their soul that is cast off as well. But no, that's cool. That's a nice touch. So it's going to be interesting actually to compare this to his most recent login theme screen as well. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go through his special interactions, and then I'm going to get into his most recent actual login theme as well. So let's go.
Mastery. I must congratulate you. Obviously your parents never had reason to.
Let's go. Let's go. Varus.
V-A-R-U-S. Your name should have an A and then another A. Varus. There was a memo, Varus. There was a memo.
Because obviously his is Aatrox and it's double A. Yeah.
We all agreed on the double A thing, Varus. The double A thing. A scythe? A scythe? Are you planning on murdering fields of wheat?
Good point.
I chose a sword, the noblest weapon. Rust. You. Seriously, I don't understand. Were you trapped in the gardening section? I will find a way to tear down the heavens and reveal you as fiends. Not today, obviously. Do I resemble you, abomination? Your form isn't my destiny. Is it? You don't know how to talk, do you? Shit. Tricksakali. They will not hide you from me. Face your doom. Another foolish god. Even the phoenix shall end. Scissors for legs. Okay. I thought I had seen stupid designs before. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Look at your noble courage, Darius. Now learn despair. You are unloved, Mundo. Now face judgment. I know your name, Fiora. This is not a duel you shall win. A statue? Rock shatters as easily as bone. Come. Guns and oranges? Are you a cliche or a joke? Come. Fight. Die.
Whoa, okay, okay.
Scream Demacia, Garen. Scream its name before I crush you. And it.
Ooh.
I killed God's priestess. Let us continue this fight until all things stop. A worthy vessel. Come, Jax.
All right, okay.
You would rush towards me, Kaiser?
See, that was almost like a compliment for Jax. Okay.
What fool would build a strategy on that idea? Come, let us begin. Let me show you your error, Kale. You are not worthy of ascension. You are not worthy of the worms. I did not think my fellows weak, Rost. Already you disappoint me. Ooh, a shadow warrior. How edgy. A lightning squirrel? Thank you. Your death will amuse me. Are you a joke, you loud, horrible thing? I shall kill you and your steed. Where is your head, rock thing? Where is the neck I shall sever? Am I challenged by a tree? Fine, let me build a pyre from you. You would bind yourself to this realm, Morgana? Fine, let me show you the ground. Nasus, is your wisdom enough to know your fate? I am your death. Your noble purpose amuses me, Nautilus. Fight me. See true death.
Oh, so I didn't even realise Nautilus was a champion. I know obviously he was in the cinematic New Dawn, but the way he was wrecking everyone, I just presumed he was like a boss, not an actual champion you could play. And learn something new every day.
Hail, Father Ord, God of Fire and Forge.
Legend.
I am Aatrox, and I am the God Killer.
Oh.
Hail, Pantheon!
Let's go, Pantheon.
How noble and proud he carries himself! Come, betrayer!
Betrayer.
Come, fiend! Hail, Pantheon! Let me hear you cry of friendship! Let me hear you scream of brotherhood! Hail, Pantheon! See the weapon I have become! Watch as you are destroyed! A bird? You would challenge me with a bird? done. In your madness, you know my suffering, though I shall end yours. Riven! Dance, child! That broken blade is no match for me! You would challenge me in a machine? You are a strange spirit, Rumble. A spirit blade master Shen? Test it against me. Let me shatter your illusions. Yes, Scion! I kill even that which will not die! I end all things! Hail the Protector! Hail Derek! Aspect of... Get a haircut! Cowardly spirit!
What?
How annoying you are! I will savor killing you, Timo! A troll king? Come! Defend your throne, King of Trolls! Yes, Trendemir! I am the cause of your suffering. See if you can cut justice from me.
He gets in push-ups. Whoa.
Rage? You are just flesh, Trendemir, ready for harvesting!
Ooh. We know what that means.
I wait for you, Trendemir! Come! Take your vengeance! Remember the screams of your kinsmen as you fall to me, Trendemir! You would end worlds?
Varus.
As a bow?
Not fun with that.
I will not send you to death, Yorick. I bring oblivion!
Yorick.
I know it was you, trickster! You gave them the tools to trap me!
Yep.
Come! Let me kill you! 1,000 times isn't enough!
So Zoe trapped him, didn't she? But didn't she also trick or give the guys the knowledge to be able to trick and trap a ruling soul? I think that she did that as well. I think.
I do not need to show my mastery. It is self-evident.
Kills himself. Okay.
Resurrection. An endless cycle of life. A dead bird. What foolish plan wore a woman such as you, Camille? You were a folly crafted by an idiot. The axe suited you, Darius. The weapon of a simpleton. I expected you to be nimble, Fiora. Too easily, my blade crushed your spine. Yo-ho, gangplank. Yo-ho. Demacia! Whatever Demacia is, I will slay it next! In time, I will learn how to kill even your god Ilaoi. I cannot know if I was corrupted by the Void, but at least my choices were not asinine. Die, Kale, knowing your potential will never be reached.
Ooh.
I cannot have brotherhood with incompetence. What is property? Why did this dead hamster want me off of it? I kill mountains, Malphite. Dumb piles of rocks. Hear me, tree spirit. Your form is but kindling, and your forests I will burn. You disgust me, Morgana. Die in the filth of your bound flesh.
Oh, okay, a bit aggressive. Okay.
Yes, Shurima was meant to fall, Narcissus, as were you. Journey back to the deep. On, like all gods, you disappoint. Pantheon, you crawl forward like a worm, ready to be squashed again. Now your body matches your blade ribbon. Broken and worthless.
Wow.
Die, Shen, knowing the eye of the twilight is blinded and blacked. You fought to live, Scion, yet it is I who am still alive. This at least amuses. Lord of Starlight, Lord of Hair, I
hair?
trample on your corpse, Tarek.
Ooh, savage.
I spit on your aspect's purpose.
This is the thing about, for me, about Aatrox. His lines are so funny and so comedic, but then some of his lines are so dark, and some of his lines are both at the same time. Lord of Starlight, Lord of Hair, funny. The last line, I spit on your aspect's purpose. Wow. Yeah, he's a little bit of both in it.
The spirit for cowards. I laugh at your tricks and mushrooms. I taught you my next vessel, Chandamir.
Ooh.
Pity. You failed even to become a slave. Return again to your prison, Varus. Think upon your worthlessness. Honestly, a bow and 2 boys? What was your plan, Varus? Oh, I loathe your freedom, trickster. I will take this vengeance upon you until the end of times. Come, fight me. This violence shall amuse. Do you see my edge? Your death awaits. Pray, fool. You face a dark end.
Fair enough.
Come closer. I will show you darkness. Our duel begins. You die a fool. This was reckoning. I brought you the one true gift. I brought you death. Carnage, my last joy. To the end of times, I shall kill you again and again. This is my gift to mortals. This is your absolution. I will have silence. This is the silence I seek.
It.
I sing only in your deaths. Your broken form speaks only of failure. Resurrect! Return! So I may kill you again. I come for you, Pantheon. The power of an aspect wasted on a fool. I killed your tribe. Now, join them.
Wow. Savage.
Chandamir, this is your destiny.
Guy's impressive. Still.
I will gut you and tear you from existence, trickster. Aspect of change. Now you die.
Ooh. Yay.
Ah, mastery, well done. Now master your insignificance. Yes, your mastery is the master of masters. I am fighting an imbecile. Somehow, I doubt you've mastered self-esteem. Mastery, how I idolize your greatness, though I suspect your weapon lacks impact.
Okay, so that was really good. That was really good. One thing I was saying that, like I mentioned actually before as well, some of his lines are really funny. Some of his lines are the best lines I've heard so far, and some of his lines are savage. Some of them are grim. And he also has some lines that are both at the same time. And he's kind of like, for me, he's kind of like that player. he will say a line where he's willing to, you know what I mean, destroy you, cut your arms from your shoulders, crush your spine. And then the next line is having a joke. It's just, but for me though, I actually like that though. I think that's really good because he's both in there. He's humorous, but he's also at the same time, let's not forget, at the same time, he's going to kill you, absorb your soul, take your body, and carry on killing the next person, and then the next person. So I like how he's both at the same time, if that makes sense. But anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go onto his login theme, or at least the most up-to-date login theme. So this is going to be interesting now, so I'm going to see how this compares to his original login theme as well. So, let's go. In fact, before I do that, let me go back to my favourite interaction. Right, okay, so this next one is my favourite one.
Die! I end all things! Hail the Protector! Hail Derek! Aspect of... Get a haircut!
What? What? This is what I mean though. The guy's absolutely crazy. And I'm sure probably the next line he's talked about killing someone, spitting on the grave, killing all their actual family members. Yeah, the guy's just schizophrenic, innit? But yeah, that's my favourite line out of all of them so far. So yeah, let's get into the login theme. Okay, so this one's epic. Okay, this one's epic, and this one perfectly, for me, suits Aatrox, his personality, especially now. You can see in comparison to the other one, he's grown. He's fully grown now. The sword's bigger, his wings are bigger, he's physically bigger as well. Anyways, shut up. Let's just play the thing. I'll talk at the end. Turn it up. Turn it up. Ooh, is that the end? Yeah, that's a nice fade as well. That's a nice fade right at the end. Wow. Okay. Okay, so that's different. Definitely difference there between that one and the first one. Good to compare them as well, and I'm glad I watched them in the order I've done. So, the first thing I'll say is clearly he looks different as well. He's just bigger. Look at the size of him in compared to these guys. The poor guy here, the guy that's hiding underneath this tree here as well. He's just huge. His sword's bigger. His wings are obviously fully developed now and brighter. And the size of him as well. I mean, look at his leg. I mean, the guy don't skip leg day, does he? Look at his leg. Wow. Yeah, the guy's just ripped in it, so much bigger. But also, like in the first one, that animation is nice. It's subtle but nice. by far my favourite part of the animation is the sword. The sword, the actual heartbeat going through the sword is on point. And check this out as well, like a heart as well, it's got two different types of beat. So there's a weaker beat and then there's a stronger beat, and then there's a weaker beat and then there's a stronger beat. Check this. Look at the sword. Does that mean? How cool is that? The attention to detail on that. There's a weaker beat and then there's a stronger beat, and every single beat you can see going down through the actual sword itself. And his wings as well are so much more defined now as well. Yeah, this is really good. This is a really good one. And also this ties in nicely with his bio and his story, like all of League of Legends ones do as well, where he's going obviously on a rampage, he's killing everyone, he's bringing vengeance and death, and all that does is it just makes him stronger and stronger as well. So yeah, this is a really good login theme. Yeah, really good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into his actual champion spotlight. So without further ado, let's get into that.
This is Aatrox, the Darkened Blade. A fallen god warrior bound to an ancient weapon, Aatrox is hellbent on bringing total obliteration upon everyone who crosses his warpath. He's an unstoppable juggernaut that dishes out massive damage with mid-ranged attacks, fighting till death, and then some.
Get
Welcome
over here.
to the Aatrox Champion Spotlight.
Let's go. Now, one thing actually I will say as well is before actually getting to this, I've been told by numerous people as well that since this spotlight, he's had a lot of changes as well. He's basically been nerfed to the point where a lot of people are now saying he's useless. I don't know if that's the case because I've not played him, not played League of Legends, but I'm aware that his abilities in this might not be up to date. So, let's go.
Aatrox's passive is Deathbringer Stance.
Okay,
Every
well,
once in a while, Aatrox's next basic attack has increased range and damages the target for a percentage of their maximum health. His attack also reduces all healing and shielding on the target for a few seconds.
Right.
Deathbringer Stance's cooldown is slightly reduced whenever Aatrox activates an ability, and additionally when he lands the edge of his Q, the Darkened Blade, on a champion. Speaking of which, let's talk about his Q, the Darkened Blade. Aatrox swings his greatsword up to 3 times. Each cast increases in damage and impacts a different area of effect. His Q has a sweet spot. Precise hits with the Darkened Blade further increase the damage and knock up targets.
Okay.
On the first cast, the sweet spot is at the very tip.
Right.
On the second, it's along the outer edge. And on the final cast, it's at the very center, immediately in front of Aatrox. Each cast of the Darkened Blade brings the hitbox closer to Aatrox, so keep advancing to go 3 for 3.
Got it.
Each Q also increases the damage, regardless if you landed the previous one, for about twice as much on the final cast. And that's what I call tons of damage. Aatrox can be a real bastard sword in lane. The range on his Q lets him poke, punish, and push lane against melee and even mid-range foes. You know what they say, 2-handers are better than 1. Aatrox W is Infernal Chains. Aatrox smashes the ground, damaging and slowing the first enemy hit. If it's a champion or large monster, they're chained to the impact area. If they don't leave the area to break the tether, they're dragged to the center and take damage again. If they break free, they'll be insubordinate and churlish. Infernal Chains pulls enemies to the same spot every time, uses the tee up a Q for the perfect smackdown.
Yeah.
Aatrox's E is Umbral Dash, which can store up to 2 charges. Passively, Aatrox heals for a portion of the physical damage he deals. When activated, he dashes a short distance and gains attack damage for a few seconds. You can Umbral Dash in combination with his other abilities to reposition, helping you land abilities like the sweet spot of the Darkened Blade. Umbral Dash is usually too short, much like the real dash, to be used for chasing or escaping, but it's just enough to get you over some walls. Ta-da! Use Umbral Dash mid-swing to match your opponent's movements and claim more Q hits. Aatrox's ultimate is World Ender.
World Ender. What's he
Did
doing?
you think you could kill me?
Alright, okay.
Aatrox unleashes his full might, becoming monstrous in size and taking flight on massive wings. As he transforms, Aatrox fears nearby minions and briefly increases his movement speed. The speed bonus is reactivated while out of combat. While transformed, Aatrox's attack damage is increased and he gains a blood well that revives him if he takes lethal damage.
Okay, cool.
The blood well fills up over World Ender's duration, meaning the longer you've transformed, the more health you'll have upon reviving, as long as you die before you return to your puny humanoid form.
Right, okay.
With World Ender, you can really wing it. The extra damage and revive means you can tower dive with impunity. When you're far away from the fight, you can ult early to give your Doom some zoom, and arrive while the party is still going strong.
Wow.
Will be like the soothing hum of insects.
Seems quite powerful, doesn't it?
When you're ready to bring ruin, go big with World Ender. Once you're in the war zone, lock down lesser warriors with infernal chains and make them cry with a QQQ. As chaos unfolds, use Umbral Dash and Flash to stay on top of your fodder and treat them to the sweet spot of your blade.
On top of your fodder. Get it?
Don't bother running from a Darkin. None can escape their wrath.
Oh, too easy.
Thanks for tuning in to the Aatrox Champion Spotlight.
Crush these links below or be annihilated.
Okay, different skins. Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that was a good actual spotlight as well for Aatrox. Like I mentioned before as well, that I'm well aware that there's probably been a lot of revisions to his abilities since watching this. His ultimate ability seems to be quite powerful as well, but I'm not quite sure if that's still the case now as well. What I'm actually going to do now is I'm actually going to go through MagikarpUsedFly. I'm going to go through his actual champion spotlight for Aatrox. I did one on Arulian Sol a few weeks back, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Got some good feedback on actually watching that one as well. So I'm going to try and continue that theme if there is one for the character. And there happens to be one for Aatrox. So I'm going to end this actual video with that. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey faggots, welcome to League of Legends. I'm your host, Jerry Power Spike Jones, and I'm gonna teach you how to not be a complete and utter fucking loser. We gonna buff them muscles, we gonna lift them weights, you're gonna shit firecrackers and eat tamales. I think that's the quote from Rocky. I'm not sure because I'm partially deaf. It's 2017 and today we're gonna learn how to play Aatrox, the greatest champion in League of Legends history. You wanna knock up? Play somebody else. You wanna slow? His sucks ass. You wanna not die? Anivia does the same fucking thing. Hey, you want an ult that scales with AP even though you built AD? My wife left me and she took the kids. I'm not signing the divorce papers. I mostly spend all my money on drugs and alcohol.
Oh man, this guy's crazy.
So I don't
man.
really have a lot to turn to. So fuck you, okay? And play Aatrox. Call right now and I'll give you a blowjob. Welcome to League of Legends Actual Champion Spotlight, featuring Aatrox, the Darkened Blade. This girl's gonna be my masterpiece. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel that makes you wonder if I'm on the verge of suicide or if I'm just really depressed. Wubble up a dub dub. Cut the clip. Go. Cut it. This is gonna be a weird video. So on this channel, we talk a lot about some champions that are OP. So we're gonna take a break from that and talk about a champion that needs some loving. And who needs more love than a guy whose best friend is a goddamn sword? I mean, fuck me, Talia will probably get a rework before this guy because Riot just gives absolutely zero fucks about Aatrox. I mean, they literally gave him 5 balance changes and 1 bug fix before saying, yeah, we fucked up, and toss his ass to the goddamn curb. I mean, even on pro builds in the last 5 months, pros have played him a total of 25 fucking times. That's less than any other champion in this damn game. Now,
which, on a side note, for me is a shame because I think Aatrox is such an interesting character and his design, everything about him just looks good. So it's sad to hear that he's obviously, by the sounds of it, nerfed. He's nerfed too much, but
before we dive into Aatrox more, let's talk about the pros and cons of playing this guy. Cons.
Right, let's go.
He's got a bad early game. He falls off late game. The hitbox for his knockup is smaller than a 5-year-old's penis. His E-skill shot makes absolutely no fucking sense. When he dies, his passive resets to 0, and he spends health to deal any meaningful damage. Pros. His ult has high base damage. Maxing your aim lane gives you a nice amount of harass. Your W early game deals a... I can't do this, man.
I did say though his ult did look kind of OP. His ult did look good, but apart from that, it looks kind of weak, doesn't it?
I'm supposed to swing that this guy's good. So to be honest, there's a lot of stuff that people don't really take into account with this guy, and I think that's the only reason why I even won as many games as I did when playing Aatrox, because Aatrox suffers from this symptom called stacking tilt. Now, since everyone thinks that Aatrox is a bad champion, whenever they somehow die to him, they begin to tilt because they just have no idea why the fuck they lost to Aatrox, which makes them play even worse, and that's how you win the game. It's not through skill, it's not through his abilities, it's literally just because you made the enemy just so fucking depressed that they don't want to play the game anymore. Plus, since no one has any idea how the fuck to play him, he's completely flexible with his build. Your support doesn't want to buy a Sightstone? That's fine. You're Aatrox. You can build one because nobody gives a flying fuck. Your team doesn't have any AP? Well, you've got some high scaling, so you know what? AP Aatrox. Hey guys, it's me, AP Aatrox. You already know what it is. You know, just taking some clips of me getting kills and putting it over some commentary to show that I'm a good champion. Deaths don't matter to me. You know, just gonna pick up a kill, put it in the montage, 100% viable. Look at that, another kill, not even happy about it. You already know what it is, 100% viable. All right, starting to not work out. You already know what it is, 75% viable. Pretty sure we're gonna lose this game. 50% viable, and that's a loss. But you already know what it is. Your passive is Bloodwell. Every time you use one of your abilities that consumes your health, you store it into your cesspool of blood that can hold up to 15 to 870 points and loses 2% every second if Aatrox doesn't hit shit or receive any damage in the last 5 seconds. The more that the red bar stacks, you gain more attack speed up to a maximum of 30 to 55% depending on your level. So at level 1, taking your W first and activating it, you can grow your Bloodwell, giving you 30% extra attack speed at level 1. Additionally, if your Bloodwell is active when you lose all your health, instead of dying, you crawl into the fetal position and start healing yourself for up to 141 to 1,174 health, depending on how much blood you've stored up. What sucks about this passive when you get popped is that all the attack speed you had when you died fucking disappears, and you have to stack it up all over again. So in a fight after you die, you're kind of like a sitting duck, and you can probably let off about 2 or 3 more auto attacks before you fucking die again.
So slow.
See that? You got your second life, no problem. You just got... You know what? He's got some incredibly weird stats. I mean, look at this. 0.33 to 0.55 bonus attack speed. 36.75 to 304.5 based on level health. Up to a maximum of 141.75 to 1,174.5 health. It's like Riot made calculations so precise to make sure Aatrox was bad to the exact fucking decimal. You poor whatever the fuck you are. Knock, knock. Who's there? Aatrox. Aatrox who? You fucking lost the game because I'm playing Aatrox. Your Q is Dark Flight. You jump into the air and hit the ground in your target location, dealing damage to whatever you hit and knocking up everything that's in the center of your Q. This is the ability that makes people think that jungling with him is a good idea because of all the attack speed you get from it at level 1 since it stacks your passive. But to be honest, why would you put Aatrox, a champion that barely even works in this game, in one of the most important fucking roles? I mean, your ganks primarily go like this. You come into lane, hit them, Q when they run away. Hopefully it lands if they're fucking retarded, and maybe pick up a kill, but then lose the game because almost anybody is smart enough to not get ganked by an Aatrox. So play him top, you fucking pussy. And to be honest, this ability is fucking garbage. I don't care if Aatrox is your favorite fucking champion. This ability is goddamn shit. No matter what, you always max it last because it's just so hard to land. The cast time is slow, the knockup area is small as shit, and if you miss it, you don't even get anything useful for it besides the fucking damage, which makes it such a shitty ability when it comes to team fighting, especially when almost every champion in this game has a fucking dash or blink nowadays. Like Camille, like her Q, that shit's retarded. Look at this fucking outplay. Look at that outplay. Why didn't I make a video about Camille? Why did I play Aatrox for 30 fucking games? This champion sucks ass! This channel is sponsored by Audible.com, where you can find great books like That's Mr. Faggot to You, Mein Kampf, Suck Me Dry 3, Pajama Party, and our top seller, My Billionaire Triceratops Craves Gay Ass. Audible.com. I really wish I was making this up. I don't really know what's more sad, that we won the game with Aatrox, or that I dealt the most damage on my team. Either way, natural selection really just isn't doing the thing. And then we've got your W Bloodthirst. Our blood price. Who gives a shit? It's a toggled ability where when it's off with every third auto attack, you heal yourself for 20 to 40 health, scaling with 25% of your bonus AD. And when you're below 50% health, the healing is then tripled. And when your W is toggled on, then it consumes some of your health in order to deal additional damage, scaling with 100% of your bonus AD. Check it out, guys. I sold Rift Herald. That's cool, right? It's fucking busted, dude. Best build. Broken. 1080 one shot. Don't forget to fucking blur out the champion. Most of the time, you'll be trading in fights with your W turned off because the health that you gain back from it is fucking massive. People will try to fight you because you're Aatrox and they think they can kick your ass, but then they see all the health you're gaining off of your third auto and how many stacks of fervor you're gaining that they'll eventually just lose the trade. Especially since you should always have your passive stacked all the way up, so you'll constantly have more attack speed than them. And once you've got your Blade of the Ruined King and your passive stacked, plus your extra life, almost no one can trade with you as long as you're smart about it. We could dance all day. We could dance all day. Metapod versus Magikarp. One uses Harden, the other uses Fly. Let's see who's gonna win. I win. I'm the winner. Fuck you, Jin. Your E is Blades of Torment. It's like an edgy 14-year-old came up with these names. This skill shot just makes absolutely no sense. I know when Riot released them, they were like, dude, just fucking look at this shit. You've never seen a skill shot like this before. How does he do it? How does he do it, huh? How does he? Look at it. The slow that you get from it is nice, but why play Aatrox when you could play fucking Scion, whose E not only slows them, but also shreds their armor, and it's not even a weird fucking hitbox. Not only that, but it scales. The slow scales to 60%. Maybe if you had some kind of bonus if you hit the person with the skill shot the size of a fucking virgin asshole, and not only does the radius become smaller, but it's fucking slow as shit. The only reason why this ability is good is because it's a nice way to poke your opponent for free if they're retarded enough to get hit by it. It's such a bad ability, but it's the first ability that you fucking max. Jesus Christ. This is basically what your laning phase is like. You can play AP Aatrox, do the same thing, and then die, and then lose. But it's the same thing as when you play AD Aatrox, so who fucking cares? A good saving grace is that if your opponent does let you land your E on them, its base damage is pretty high, so you can probably poke them out of lane as long as you consistently keep landing them, so you can go all in with your Q and Empower W. And finally, we've got your ult Massacre, and it's pretty fucking simple. You deal damage to every champion around you for 200 to 400 damage. And there you go. I would say it deals additional damage because it scales with 100% of your AP, but if you're not building AP, it only deals this flat amount of damage, which is pretty fucking dumb. This is retarded. Your attack range is also increased and you gain 40 to 60% more attack speed for the next 12 seconds. Now, to be honest, early levels is like your strongest fucking time. The damage from your ult is completely unexpected. A lot of people don't know that it deals a shit ton of damage early game, and so when you Q onto them, you get a free ult and it just bursts people so fucking quickly, even if you're not building full AP. What sucks is that he's one of the champions whose ult scales with the opposite of what you build. But unlike other champions, his ult just comes out as kind of useless once you get to around like levels 11 and 16. Ashe ult scales with AP, but at least her ult has fucking higher base damage, plus it's also a stun. Gangplank's ult scales with AP, but it's fucking global and can be upgraded to deal true damage. Shyvana buffs her other abilities. Trundle deals max health damage and gives him defensive stats. Volibear, well, Volibear's ult kind of sucks also. All Aatrox does is just deal a flat amount of damage and gain some attack speed and a larger attack range. But besides that, there's really not much else that can be said about Aatrox's ult. I'm not trying to be mean, but he's pretty bad. Most of the time, you'll just be split pushing because he just sucks ass in team fights and gets kited like a motherfucker. And the only way he can do anything is if you get fed early on. Even then, he's still kind of just fucking lackluster. Like, why would you play Aatrox when he can play someone like Tryndamere, who does the same exact shit, except that he can burst people down way more quickly than Aatrox can? There's really just absolutely no point in playing Aatrox at all. Even the people who play him or main him know he's pretty much just in the shitter, and you know what? That's okay. That's fine that he's in the shitter. The more we talk about it and acknowledge that he's just a really shitty champion, the more Riot Games will probably hear us and give Rise another fucking rework.
Squeeze.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, that was really good. This guy's videos as well are so good. They are so funny as well. So I will definitely be doing every single champion that has an actual spotlight. I will be definitely watching this guy's videos because they're really good. But yeah, maybe you guys can let me know actually what you think in the comment section. I've had a lot of people saying that when he first came out, he was pretty good, Aatrox, but they've basically nerfed him now to the point where he's not a viable character. This guy's saying basically the same thing as well. Let me know your comments on this one as well. Do you think that you agree? Is that the case? And who knows, hopefully maybe one day they actually might listen and might give him a buff. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys actually enjoyed my part 2 on Aatrox. Hopefully you enjoyed the actual login themes, which I thought were really good to actually compare the original to the actually most up-to-date one as well. Also his interactions, which I thought were really good. And then also both his spotlights, his official spotlight and also the MagikarpUsedFly spotlight as well. And if you did, feel free to let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe for more content like this. Next Thursday I will be going through Irelia, and the week after I will be going through Swain. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here today, guys, on this one. I will see you in the next one.